we're talking about a decamillion 10 years from now, right? But keep in mind, when we had a 15% inflation year, right? And if that inflation stays high, that 10 million might only be 6 million in today's dollars, right? Because the nominal value of money is going up. That's what inflation is. So you're that 10 million that I'm talking about might only be 6 million. If we hit hyperinflation in a few years, it might be far less than that. I still think, a lot of cases we will be measuring in the US dollar. It might be Bitcoin, it might be gold if some collapse happens, but I think at this point everyone's measuring in USD. Um, so that's why I set the decamillion target, right? But that money could be worth 8 million, it could be worth 6 million, it could be worth 4 million, or it could be worth less if there's a hyperinflation scenario, right? Now, granted, if there's hyperinflation, and your business survives, like your business might lose 50% of its revenue, but the rest of the revenue is matching the inflation, so you'll hit the 10 million easy. It just will be worth far less. I'm just setting that as a goal right now in today's dollars, right, to aim for. I'd say the odds of a hyperinflation are, you know, probably low, but I think there will be something that happens um, in the rollout of all this stuff over the next decade. It could be a deflationary situation, or it just could be, like what's going on in Turkey right now. It's 30-40% for 3-4 years, which, if you're in the right vehicles, isn't going to hurt you too bad, and you're living abroad and you arbitraging your income. But I want to be in a position where, let's say you're doing 300,000 a month take home a decade from now, and along the way, uh, uh, a hyperinflationary event or a deflationary event that comes along and knocks out 80% of your business income, right? Well, you were doing 300,000, so that 80% gets knocked out, but you're still making 60,000 a month, and you're living in Southeast Asia, Latin America, or Eastern Europe. No change in your lifestyle. You're not going to need some. You can't really spend more than 25 a month, 25,000 a month unless you're really balling out at the clubs or you're flying private, right? So you'll still be able to live in the nicest condos, eat whatever you want, go out with girls, spend money on your social media brand, outsource your dating to a company and advertise, and all of the kind of lifestyle hacks, buy all the anti-aging technology, etc. Right? So you want to be in a position that, you could, worst case scenario, get hit 80% and still be cruising. Not to mention, when you're doing 300K a month, you've been siphoning money off into, your real estate, your Bitcoin, your gold. I'm leaning to more towards just, the kitchen sink policy, right? Putting a bit into everything, but it's all custom tailored and dependent on you, as I explained in the net worth course, as well as the actual practical steps and the money math to get there, and how important reinvesting is in your business, right? Because I'm not saying pull all this money out and put it into these shit investments, and I think all investments are shit except for a business, because they are in comparison. They're more for an interruption in business income, right? Or they're more for psychological security against an interruption in business income that might never happen, as well as for the potential for a hyperinflation scenario, right? Like if there's a hyperinflation scenario, stocks will usually keep pace with that. Real estate will keep pace with that, but 70% of your business revenue might not. So in those disaster scenarios, the shit investments can really save you. And the reason I say they're shit is because you're lucky to get 8% a year, whereas an early stage business you can get 10,000% over the course of a couple of years, and well beyond that. If you're taking in the trajectory of what you invested in year one, and then what you got over the course of 10 years, right? So I think this is the new game, and that's what's important to be cognizant of, and it's what to aim for. And it's changed my perspective on everything. um, I've got 3 or 4 vehicles I'm aiming to find a flywheel, at least one or two, and then I'm just dumping in. I'm thinking, where can I spend my money, where can I dump this money aggressively, because I'm no longer comfortable where I was at, and I'm doing pretty good. And I would suggest you start thinking the same.